Hello, and welcome back to another video. It's been ages since we've done this, guys. I'm extremely sorry for not staying in touch, but we had to do this because we are going to be talking about the biggest game I feel that is going to be happening so far, the Champions League final. And who else best to do it with? The one and only Real Madrid fan that I know who's passionate about the club so much so that she legitimately cried on the departure of Tony Cruz. Simran, what do you have to say for that?
I have no words. We were preparing for Modric's departure. We were ready for it. I was preparing myself that okay, Luka Modric will be gone. And then Tony drops the bomb, and I don't think it's only us, it's the entire club, all his teammates. Lucas Vasquez was, openly showing him the middle finger, like, what the hell, dude? So I don't know. I'm still coping. Right now, I'm in the denial phase of what, means grief. I am in the denial phase of the grief, and I cried. I cry on and off, but yeah, it is what it is. And I don't know. I don't know. Let's not talk about that right now.
All
Don't
right, I
start all
understand. I understand.
gloomy.
It's hard to say bye to players that really have made an impact to the club. I don't think there is any other number eight that could replace him at Real Madrid. I would say as a Chelsea fan, Thiago Silva for me, he was a very pivotal player.
Yes.
He I think I hold the highest regards for him as a defender. He was an extraordinary player, a leader through and through. So I understand losing out on a player, but I think it's time we bid farewell to such players so that we can make room for new ones. Um, but I hope this sadness does not, I hope you don't carry this sadness forward to the Champions League final because it is
I
a
know.
very crucial game. And today we are joined with a true Dortmund fan. I think he's been a Dortmund fan for the longest time that I've known him. And he wears this particular, he has this all black Dortmund kit that I'm absolutely madly in love with. And I want to steal it, but he chooses not to give it to anyone. Calling on is Devansh. One second. Devansh, welcome to the podcast. How are you feeling today? Can't hear you, Devansh. Can't hear you.
You have your mic turned off.
Mic mute.
Hi,
Can
hi, hi, Pranav. Hi, Simran. And
Hi.
I'm really looking forward to the Champions League final. It's been a long time. In fact, the very first game of Dortmund that I saw was the Champions League final 2013. I
Oh
was just
wow.
12 at that time, and I've just followed them since. And
Right.
I know a lot about legends leaving because even along with Cruz, it's Marco Reus who's saying goodbye.
Right.
So it's
I think
almost it's
it's a season with all, having all the known faces, all the crucial players. I think we're bidding adieu to all of them. It's that
that's
season we're
true. That's
losing out
true.
on.
I mean, we saw it coming. It was for us. It was at least slow and easy, and he got much lesser playtime, but that does not
Hmm.
make it easy. It's still difficult, and
I can
Right.
he
understand.
was a great impact. Like even off the obviously on the field, he has turned around many games. He's been the top goal scorer for Dortmund as well, and off the field, he used to like just bring the whole the all the players
The team
together as
together,
well.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. With people bidding farewell, I would like to invite the hardcore United fan, which has who has nothing to do with this podcast, but we are glad to have him on board. He is, I think, his chest is filled with pride after winning the FA Cup and pushing Chelsea back into the Conference League. Mr. Shreyas Pillai, aka Kanna, how do you feel?
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, first of all, hi to everyone. Yeah, it was an incredible final. I didn't expect it like the way we performed. I think that was the most surprising thing for me. And beating your biggest rivals in at Wembley to win the FA Cup. I mean, what can be more sweeter than that? And the season ends on a good note. We get into the Europa League. Of course, not our destination that we want, but still we end up with some European competition next season. So happy overall.
So great, great. Do you think any apart from Varane leaving, which is also, yeah, I think he's played a crucial part in that defense. Do you think Eric Ten Hag, for as a United fan, do you think he's the right man to go into next season, or you need to
See, the
think
thing is,
otherwise?
very honestly, I don't know the answer to that. But right now, if you're asking me my option, I would keep him because I feel, like if you sack him right now, and the options that I'm seeing out there are not great at all. So if you go for a lesser experienced manager than him, you have to literally restart all over again. So why not give him 1 year? Implement, like, give him the signings. Hopefully, there might not be as many injuries, and then let's see if that 1 year he's showing some sort of progress where a style of play, which was the main issue this season, is available. Then we can think about next season. But I would keep him for now. Like, the only person who I've seen in the list who I would want at United is Thomas Tuchel. But I mean, I don't want Thomas Frank or Pochettino or McKenna and all. I mean, I don't think it's a good decision to do that.
Right. I mean, if Thomas Tuchel comes to Man United, I'll be like the saddest Chelsea fan ever because I don't understand what the club is doing in terms of having such a great run of form towards the end of the season and then sacking the one guy who brought the team together. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. Um, lot of reports are showing that it had to be Champions League. He had to make the team reach to the Champions League, then only he would have survived the next season. And that's something, I mean, given the absolute shite season we've had, we've done well. We've actually come up, and thanks to you guys, we've dropped back into the Conference League. But if we win that, then, bro, we're the only team that has won all three, which would be amazing. But that's a separate topic to talk about. Guys, today we will be talking about the most important clash between Dortmund and Real Madrid. Devansh, starting with you, I would want to know how would your team approach tactfully against a team, an experienced team like Real Madrid in the Champions League that too.
So initially, Terzić was following a very defensive approach. If you saw the first game against PSG, any bigger side they faced, whether it's Bayern Munich or let's say even Atletico Madrid, they started at a very defensive approach. In fact, against PSG, they started with 6 defenders, which I mean, the results showed. There was no attack, and we ended up losing 2-0 as well. But the last couple of months with the introduction of Sven Bender and Nuri Sahin, I think they've brought on a more aggressive and an attacking approach. So we can expect them to play a little defensive, but hit on the counter. They won't sit back. They won't play with 6 defenders or 5 defenders. They'll have a normal back four, play close and 4-4-2 and hit on RDME space. I think that's the tactic that's the last game as well. It was against PSG. Both the games, it was RDME hitting on the counter, Sancho making runs, and I think that's our best shot.
I think Sancho is the only player who had the maximum number of dribbles, right, in the Champions League.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
Only Messi is in front of him, yeah.
That's unbelievable. But Simran, coming to you, I just wanted to understand, like, to go up against Dortmund, what do you think, Ancelotti would have in mind for, like, Vinicius Junior, Bellingham? Do you think he'll try to make the team play around Toni Kroos, or would it be different?
We won't have Chouameni in the finals because he is injured, which is a big setback for us because when we don't have a defensive midfielder, it's up to Cruz. He does that part. He goes deep down. And when he goes deep down, he cannot control what he can do the best. He cannot do all those long shots that easily. He cannot, do those crosses because he has to fall back and defend. So I don't know. I'm a little bit scared because of that. But yeah, I am hopeful that Jude Bellingham will show up in the final because he has been missing since the quarterfinals and the semifinals. So I want him to shine. He had an incredible season in La Liga for us. He is our top scorer. And all those El Clasico last minute goals, which, turned us around, gave us those 3 points. And I want him to shine. Also, Vinicius, I guess he also needs to step up final. He needs to get a goal, which will increase his chances of getting a Ballon d'Or. So yeah, I'm hopeful. I don't know, like, because this season we had so many injuries, especially with our defensive line, we had so many injuries that Carlo had to manage. And we also did some sitting back, deep defensing, and then playing on the counter attack, like we did against City. The second leg was, oh God, it was too much for us. So I don't know, like we will also be defending, but as it is against Borussia Dortmund, I guess I will see more attacking from the team. No offense, but I feel like this game, like we will be attacking more tactic wise. I don't know.
So
And
after,
that may cost us a game. That may cost us, getting conceded because we are not that well structured defensively when we attack more and
I
think
mean,
about
Rudiger and
only
Nacho
getting
do a good
goals.
job. Rudiger and Nacho
They
do a
are,
good
they
job,
are, they are doing an incredible job right now.
but to go up against a very quick counter attack against Dortmund, I mean,
Yes,
you have,
yes, yes.
as a team, you have to be very well positioned. You can't put yourself. I mean, a team can't put themselves in a position where they're open through the center or the wings, because the pace
Exactly.
that Dortmund wingers bring is something that, I mean, when I've been watching Dortmund and Jadon Sancho, the speed, it's unbelievable. He just takes on players left, right, and center. He drops a shoulder, the
That's what
player's
is
gone.
scaring me because I don't know how will we take on a team that also does counter attacking so well. We have Vinicius Junior, they have Sancho, so I don't know how we'll deal with it. Our right backs and our left back, they are aging. Carvajal is aging. I don't know if he can keep up. Mondi has been good this season defensively, but still, I don't know if we'll be able to keep up. So that's what's scaring me.
Right.
I think Eduardo Camavinga will have to take on a lot more work this time.
Again, Kamavinga, Ancelotti putting Kamavinga in the right back position or the left back position. I mean, that's the only thing he
Who
can probably
knows?
think of, right?
Who knows? This season, I have seen so many variations in the starting lineup that I can't predict what he'll do since Chouameni is not there.
Actually, that
Right,
was going to be
right.
one of my points here. That like my best bet would be on RDME and Sancho on the wings, and I'm sure they can take Carvajal and whether it's Mendy or Kamavinga, I can bet on Sancho breaking them apart.
Adememi is fast, man. He's
Oh,
actually
he's
He
he's
very,
is.
very
rapid,
He
quick.
rapid.
is.
I don't
He
think
is.
Carvajal will stand a chance against him.
I haven't watched Dortmund's matches, but ever since we got, tied up against them, I've been watching the highlights and everything, and I am scared. I'm not gonna lie. I am scared about the counter attacks and how we will be defending them. I just hope our midfield holds it and doesn't let them do that. But I don't know. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a good final. I feel we are going
Right.
to see some really good football.
I mean, I, Devansh, you brushed upon the 2013 final. As a Dortmund fan, what do you expect coming into another Champions League final? What do you think? How significant does it play for you as a fan and for the club? You must be seeing the club from the outside as a fan. What do you think? What does this final mean to them?
So honestly, if in the beginning of the year you told me that we would be in the finals, I would not have believed it. And because of the big names that have departed over time, especially Bellingham going to Madrid in the beginning of the year, and we failed to bring in a midfielder that would replace him. But
Right.
even though there was not a big name signing, we've gotten players like Brandt who've been here for a long time, and even Sabitzer who joined recently. They've stepped up, and so over time, I can this final in itself would be a great boost, not just for the fans, obviously, but even for the club. Financially, it has supported. They're not the most wealthy club out there, but this will definitely be a big boost to even attract major signings later after this year. So I can expect
Absolutely.
that definitely.
Yeah, it is absolutely, you're spot on when it comes to how if the win, if actually if you guys go ahead and win it, financially, yes, it'll help the club. It'll actually attract a lot of quality players out there because they obviously want to play with a team that's won the Champions League. Just one thing I wanted to understand is why has Dortmund, it's a thing with clubs like Benfica, Dortmund, Southampton, where Sporting Lisbon, where they've let go of their crucial players. They've let go of Bellingham and Erling Haaland, and they've not managed to replace either of those two positions. They brought in Haller, but then Haller with cancer, battling cancer, coming back, not living up to that hype that he had actually picked up on, the form that he picked up on. You've not managed to replace either of those positions properly. I feel that might dent your, chances in a way. It's sad also to see a lot of Dortmund players, like Julian Brand, uh, Hummels with the season he's having. They've not been called up for Germany. They're about, I think, 8, 9 players out of the Dortmund squad that have not been called up. Uh, for instance, Gnabry from the Bayern Munich squad is also not been called up, which is very unusual to see given the season Dortmund's actually having, right? What is your opinion? Why do you think they're not able to kind of solidify that place, that position?
So players leaving has been common over the years because the truth is we can't pay them the wages that the other clubs are paying, and not everyone is that loyal to the club. I mean, even when Sancho left, he was the top three earners at he was in the top three at Dortmund for the wage bill, right? He went and
Right.
earned almost 3 times the amount at United. So I mean, you can't expect someone like Dortmund to match that wage. And even at City, Dortmund was actually even with City, they were ready to match Haaland's offer, but
Right.
with the entire bonus structure, they'll never be able to pay them as much. And most players do
Absolutely.
leave for the money. And obviously, there is a certain glory to playing in the Premier League, playing for Real Madrid or Barcelona. There's a certain, every kid dreams of that. And so that is definitely one reason.
I
So
want to
it's not
thank
like
like
the.
Dortmund for Bellingham also. So thank you, thank
No,
you.
I mean,
Yeah.
I wanna stumble on that question. Being a United fan, what is gone wrong with Sancho then? I mean, he's earning 3 times the
See,
stuff, three
very
times the money.
see, very honestly, the thing is, he needs. So, I mean, if you just talk about tactics, he needs a overlapping fullback. He was at his best when he had Hakimi next to him, and now Rierson is doing a great job, so he's getting help. Van Bissaka can't do that. On the other side, see, I still think my point about just think about the finalists. I think Sancho's the X factor for Dortmund, but then at United, see, the thing is, he got, what do you say? He got chances under. People keep blaming Ten Hag for it, but he got chances under Ralph. Then after that, Ole gave him chances, and still, even after Ten Hag gave him a 3 month, like, I don't know, vacation, sabbatical, whatever you call it, he came back and he still gave him a chance after all those issues he had. He still, he came out and I would say, he maybe defended himself, but he should not have gone public with, the way he came out and criticized the manager. So I just feel, I think he's a good, of course, I would say
He's
he's
a
a world
brilliant
class
player. He's
talent, but
found
I
his
just
form at
feel,
Dortmund.
but even the people keep saying that I mean, okay, he's found his form, but I mean, I don't think he's been that great. That one game against PSG and everyone is saying he's turned back the clock or something. I don't know. I have not seen, he's not been that good.
If
But okay,
if
if he
So,
wins
Dortmund
the
so
Champions
beats
League, I can't say
us,
anything.
if Dortmund wins, then Sancho is like sky high.
God.
His worth will be a lot.
So
Because
I'm
we
happy,
haven't
then we
lost a
can sell.
final. Real Madrid hasn't lost a final since 1980. The last final we lost, it was against Liverpool in Paris. Uh, Ever since that, we haven't lost. So it will be a huge thing.
What do you
Pretty
think?
huge. So
so
Kanna,
I
what do
won't.
you think? Sorry, I just wanted to ask
About,
Kanna before
Yeah,
we
yeah.
move on to Devansh. A, a player leaving, yes, he's had his episodes with the manager. But he's gone in form with Dortmund. It's not just PSG. I think he's played all out. Like he's really found himself back at home. I think Dortmund has been a club where they kind of give him that independence. Yes, overlapping. You need a left back or a right back that overlaps. But I think as a player to take on players with that sheer confidence also matters. I think Eric Ten Hag in some way shattered that confidence by not giving him that, I think, the right time. Do you think timing
no, but
plays a
he
factor
so
here, or
so see, even for 3 months, like to this day, we don't know what was the issue. There was no injury, there was nothing. So if your manager has given you 3 months off to train separately, and he protected him consistently from the media, they kept asking him what is going on with Sancho. He never bought it in the media and never criticized them. Then after that, see, the thing is, if you watch any Sancho game at United, yes, I mean, there were the structure maybe of the team was not the best, but he never like performed well for us. Like he had some 6 goals in 80, 90 matches, and that's not enough from a talent of that level. And
That
with all due
quality,
respect,
yeah.
I respect Sancho, but we got a midfielder in Kobe Mainu who's almost outscored him, and this is his debut season. So I mean, if Sancho plays well, good for him. I mean, we can sell and move on to other positions. But maybe Dortmund is where he's comfortable. Some players don't like, it's a comfort zone for him, and he's played well. So if he wins the Champions League, I can't argue against it also. So, I mean, good luck to him.
He's not. He's,
Devans, what do you
he's
think?
not
What do you
winning.
think? That as Kana says, do you think that he's got that X factor? He's going to be the one who's going to stand out.
Oh, definitely. I'm counting on it. And at United, I think it was more about for players, it's about choosing the right team and that fits your playing style. And I think
Right.
that was missing at United for him. Even the environment, the players around you, that plays a major role at how you play. And with Dortmund, the players love him, the fans love him, the coach loves him. They have been with him since he was 17, and I think he feels at home, so he feels more open to play, and he feels free, and you see his best side over here. Obviously, the the fullbacks help a lot, Ryerson, and before this Hakimi, and when Guerrero was there, he used to switch wings, help with him over there, and so he that helped him flourish at Dortmund. And about his price tag, I don't think, even if let's say Dortmund wins the Champions League, I don't see his price tag skyrocketing, because the amount that you pay is what is the value that the club has for him. And we know United, like there's no value at United for Sancho, right?
Right.
So they, if we don't buy him at let's say 70, 80 million, he's not going to sit at United. They have to let him go at some point.
Yeah.
I think we have
Do
the
you think?
stronger
Do you
arm over
think
there.
Kana that'll happen? Do you think that'll happen? I mean, you have to
He
make some
refused. See,
sales.
so he stopped playing for us since August, September, just because of an issue with a manager. And see, my complaint with Sancho is Rashford had this discipline issue, and I don't remember, there was one more player who had the same issue with Ten Hag. I think I'm not able to recollect, but Garnacho had this. Sorry, in preseason, where apparently
Hmm.
he had a discipline issue. So both of them apologized. They got their heads down and they just performed for the team. Now I agree. Maybe there are structural issues. There is a little bit of toxicity maybe at United. But your job, if you're getting paid 400,000 a week, you have to put a shift in. You just cannot blame everyone else around you. And one last point I'll say is, this has just not been a problem with Ten Hag. He has had discipline issues wherever he's been. Now his talent has taken him through fine, but everyone has complained about this. Even Pep Guardiola had said in Sancho 2017 when he left that he has had issues. And if Pep Guardiola says that, then I'm pretty sure that you really need to step up your game. Nobody doubts his talent. Like, I still think he's the most talented winger at United if he gets his head right. But then again, I don't know.
It all goes down. It all goes down to the player, the manager, the structure, the system. Right. Coming to that, guys, Simran, I wanted to ask, you guys are going for the 15 title, right? Uh, it's a record-breaking title. I mean, there's no other club that has achieved so many back-to-back Champions League titles. As a fan from the outside, yes, I would want them to win, but at the same time, Dortmund. I mean, Dortmund has been a very underdog team. They've really, they've star-struck a lot of teams. They've come out of nowhere. They've beaten the likes of PSG. PSG, chalo, theek hai. Eventually, Real Madrid is going to poach their biggest player and he's going to sign with them. But other than that, what do you think, as a Real Madrid fan, Simran, do you think Carlo Ancelotti is going to do something differently to make sure that his weaknesses are not exploited, or is he just going to go all out to achieve that 15th title?
He's going to go all out. I don't think he'll do anything new tactically. As far as I know him, he's going to rely on his players to show their best thing. We do rely on individual talents to turn the game around as we have. Uh, as far as I remember, we have always won the Champions League with a glimpse of magic with a sudden, spark from 2014. I remember it was the Ramos's goal, and then our three-peat also. We struggled with teams, and there were those comebacks. I only remember this one final against Juventus where we dominated like crazy, but apart from that, it has always been, 50-50. And that one moment of magic from Real Madrid that cannot be replicated. But we do it again and again,
I hope you're
especially
not talking
with
about the referees right here. That one moment of magic. I hope it's not the referees calling.
Please see.
Um,
When you do it one time, it's called luck. When you do it two times, it's called okay, a coincidence. But we do it again and again. It's not the referees. It's not anything. It's just the club, and it's the Bernabeu. Like
See,
Bernabeu in 90
I know this
minutes.
for a fact. I know this for a fact. Sorry to interrupt you, but I know this for a fact that Spanish club owners are known to paying referees. We've known this from Real Madrid. We've known this from Papa Perez also. You may never know he's
When
funding
when have we
referees,
been
right?
caught paying referees? It is Barcelona. Please don't join our names with them.
They
We
never
have
tell, right?
never
They
been
never tell.
caught. We have never had a history of paying referees. It has never happened. Never. We are clean. We have a clean slate. And sometimes
At the
mistakes do
Bernabeu.
happen.
At the
Do you
Bernabeu.
remember at the Bernabeu?
The
No,
offside at Bernabeu.
see, it was the linesman's fault. I mean, like, what? We cannot pay everyone. It was the linesman's fault. And to
She
be
just said
very
it, guys. She
honest,
just said it. We can't pay everyone. She just
no,
said
no,
it.
no, no. You can't exactly. Okay, you don't. Are you a lawyer? Like, are you learning things from Sherry now?
Just saying. Just
Anyways,
saying.
see, what I'm saying is the Bernabeu becomes a pressure cooker when you are playing the second leg. There's a lot of pressure. The stadium is too loud, especially after we renovated it and they closed the roof. It's way too loud, and referees make mistakes. The linesman. It was not the referee's mistake, it was the linesman's mistake first. I agree it was a mistake. Tony Cruz said it was a mistake. If Tony says something, I agree with it. He is unbiased, he says the truth. And so that was an unfortunate incident, but you also have to remember that the whistle was blown and all our defenders froze. Lunin was just standing there. If the whistle hadn't blown, we would have saved that, or we would have, tackled that, or the defenders would have been there. So yeah, it was unfortunate, but we are in the finals and you can do nothing about it.
Okay, moving on. It's a very sensitive topic to stumble upon.
No, it's
Devansh, what
not.
do you? It is.
No, it's
Um,
not.
so Devansh, what do you think? What do you think as a Dortmund fan, looking at your team? What do you think would be your weaknesses facing Real Madrid?
So it's how she said. If you win the Champions League one time, it's lucky. The second time is a coincidence, and I think it's definitely not a coincidence that Royce is playing his last Champions League, last game for Dortmund at the Wembley, and in his first season he played the Champions League final at Wembley. So I
At
think it's pretty
Wembley.
much fate. So I think he's going to leave with a bang.
I
And
hope it's written in the stars that Marco Reus lifts the cup, but can never tell. Yeah, with Real
and
Everyone
this
Madrid,
is
will and this
against
would
my
be
club.
Dortmund second, and this will be Dortmund second UCL.
Dortmund
So
second
I think
actually.
it's
I
all
mean,
fate.
let us see. Give us the 15th. We will have a very equal parts of the Champions League standing behind, and we'll have a very, what you say? क्या बोलते हैं यार?
Evenly balanced.
Symmetry, yeah,
Yeah.
symmetrical. We'll have a symmetrical trophy cabinet. It'll be beautiful. Like you guys can take it next time. It's okay.
See,
So
I'll.
tactically, I'd say I can
See,
expect Dort.
I,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So I can expect
Yeah.
Dortmund to play a defensive, like a low defense, and then hit on the counter. Definitely, Madrid will have a lot of the ball. They will hold it for, I think, around 60% possession, 70. You can expect that from Real Madrid, and Dortmund will hit on the counter, and it will be a little one-sided. But Dortmund have a good defense now. The last two games they've kept PSG down completely, and so I can expect that to happen again. And hitting on the counter is that's our main play for now.
That's your USP. But what do you
Yeah.
think? Where is that one chance where you can just fumble? Where do you think that if you lose the ball in a certain position and Real Madrid get hold of it, that's where
So
the
there's
game
two
can go
people, in
away?
fact. There's two people that come to mind when you think of fumble. And one's Emre Can. He's the captain. He is, but I feel he's very short tempered. He gets riled up very easily,
He's
which
very
helps
passionate. Yeah, he's a very passionate guy.
yeah. But with that comes also small errors, right? If you get too passionate, if you lose your cool, you tend to make errors. And in the biggest of games, I've seen Emre Can always, like, if I had to put a bet, I would put a bet on him getting a yellow card for sure, because he tends to make reckless tackles and lose the ball very often. Even in fact, in our last game week of last year, the goal that we conceded was Emre Can error.
Emre Can, yeah.
So on the biggest of stage, I've seen him fumble. He is the captain, so maybe it's different now. And the second is Schlotterbeck. He is great. He is great, definitely. He has all the abilities to be a great centre back, but I think he's still too young. He makes
Mm,
errors, and decision making is not his forte right now. And
right.
hopefully Hummels can balance it out. So
Exactly.
that's what I'm counting on. But maybe it's these two spots, and
And
getting hit on the counter with, if Vinicius and Rodrigo, if they're given space, that would not be good for us.
what do you think, Simran? What is your biggest weakness? What would be your biggest weakness? If I just imagine if Tony Cruz gets injured at the start of the game. I mean,
We
that's
have
just disaster,
Modric.
right?
We have
What
Modric.
if he
Like
gets injured?
our midfield is not an issue right now. Our midfield is not an issue. It's just that we don't have a replacement, and Militao just came back from the injury, and he has been prone to accidents a lot. Even in the last game where we lost, where we drew 4-4 in La Liga, it was all because of Militao's mistakes. He's not starting, but Nacho also does fumble. Sometimes he makes the wrong decisions inside the box. So it is there. And counter attacking, I mean, I want to believe that we will be able to stop Sancho, we will be able to stop them, but I don't know, like anything can happen. I don't know where we'll make the mistake. We haven't made a lot of mistakes this season. We have been very good in our league. In La Liga, we have had the best defensive structure. Carlo Ancelotti, who is actually not known for being good defensively, he has turned it around and we have been good. But I don't know, anything can happen. Like I don't have anything specific in mind
Just like
because our
anything could
players
happen in the FA Cup final, right? I mean, anything could have happened,
exactly.
right?
Who would have thought? Like who would have
Who would have
thought?
who would have thought
Who
United
would
would
have
come out
thought?
and win it,
I was
man?
like, what? I'm happy Garnacho scores. I have a soft spot for Garnacho because he likes my idol, whatever. But anyways, also I'd like to say that I am a DFB fan. I'm a German national football team fan. So I do love Royce. I do love Hummels. And I have a soft spot for Dortmund. I don't hate that club. Uh, I don't hate Bayern also because they also have many of the players I love. But Tony Cruz announced his retirement, guys. He needs to win it. He needs to win it. He needs to lift his 15 for that perfect farewell, for that perfect goodbye because he's hanging his boots. I don't think Royce has announced retirement from football. He has only said that he is going to leave Dortmund. But Mike Cruz, he's leaving football. I wouldn't be able to see him play ever. I mean, after the Euros, so it needs to be perfect. Like him winning the 15th, and then Germany goes on to win the Euros. That's what I want. I am manifesting it and I am calling out to the universe, give this to me, please. I want this. So, magic. I'm waiting for that magic to happen. So now what happened?
Sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, what
sure.
happened?
I can't hear anyone. Sorry, 1 second.
You can't hear?
One second.
Okay. Sometimes these things happen, technical issues.
All right, we're
Yeah.
back. Sorry, I
Okay.
couldn't hear the last bit. I couldn't hear the last
Like,
bit. I forgot.
it didn't get recorded only.
It got
Record
recorded,
bhi
but
nahi hua kya?
I don't know. I didn't.
Because I
can't.
can't repeat
Last
that
bit I could
again.
hear.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's okay.
Um,
It's okay. I just
we
said some things. It was the universe not letting you hear because you turned things around for Real Madrid, the Chelsea fan. So you should be against Barcelona. Know what Barcelona did to Chelsea? That
Yeah, we are
we
linked
didn't
with
do
Xavi.
anything.
Yeah, we're linked with Xavi. Matlab, what a club, man! I swear, dude. What are we
What?
doing, dude? Anyways, let's not talk about Chelsea here. Let's focus on the Champions League final
Yeah. Let's move ahead.
and a bit of Man United winning the FA Cup. So I want to
Yeah.
end it. I want to end it on how the fuck did Man United win that
Yeah,
game?
please tell us.
Like
How did it happen?
Kanna, with the
I think
shit season you've had, what, what, how?
I
see
was
the
enjoying it
I mean the
personally, but
first
yeah.
see the first and most important thing that he stressed on is our full starting 11 was fit. And we had like options of the bench as well, like Martinez and Varane. In my view, I think last season they had, I think, the second best defensive record. You know, at one point they had the best defense in Europe. So
Yeah,
those two
yeah.
are just rock solid. Our full team was fit. Like that's the first thing, and then I would say Ten Hag got his. I mean, it's not rocket science. He got his game plan spot on, where he set up a like four midfielders, and then he decided to hit on the counter. And I think United played really well in that first half. They
They
really,
did.
like how once Mourinho said that you can also dominate a game without possession. They exactly did that. And I think the
You can
second
have the
goal,
ball.
which
We'll have the 3 points. That
yeah, I
epic line
mean
he
that
said.
second
Yeah.
yeah, and it was just like I have not seen like many goals where like the way Bruno Fernandes had that vision to pass it to Menu. And see, I'm going to keep gloating about Menu. So so so
It's fine. It's
we've
fine.
been
You
crying
deserve
for
it right now.
we've been crying for a midfield like that. And then second half, I thought we went way too defensive. I mean, we should have kept a
Hmm.
similar game plan, but again, it's Man City. And
Exactly.
when
You
Doku
can't
scored, I was
risk it.
nervous. But yeah, I mean, when the final whistle went, like it almost felt like a season has been salvaged. Like that's how important that
Yeah.
game was to beat
Of
Pep
course.
Guardiola in a final. I think the last time he lost a final, I think was in 2011. I think against Madrid only, but this was a totally different scenario. And I want to give some credit to Ten Hag also. Like he's been attacked constantly by the media, and he's gotten
And
no
by
respect,
Ronaldo
like, even after
fans.
winning. I mean, see, I'll just say facts that since Ronaldo has left, we won two trophies, and Ronaldo has won nothing in whatever league that is.
He
So
has aged.
uh,
He has passed his prime, but he doesn't believe it. Like, it's okay.
that's
But
anyway.
when
No,
he
I'm just
came to
happy,
United,
but
he was the second top scorer of Premier League. I mean, even with that team of yours. But okay, it's okay. It's fine.
I'm just happy we won, like the FA Cup. I don't know. It just feels good denying Pep Guardiola a title. Like that really
Yeah.
is
Absolutely.
Like I am happy United won. I was very happy. I don't want City to win. I don't want Pep Guardiola to win because of his tie with the Catalans, the Queues, Barcelona. He has a tie up. The Barcelona fans, they back City. So whenever City loses, I am happy. Like, good. So I'm happy United won.
I
So
think I'm
moving
the
from
only one
one,
here.
sorry,
Yeah,
moving on from one final to another final. Just want to understand. I mean, Dortmund fans are the loudest fans, the most aggressive fans. What do you
Yeah.
think the
The
atmosphere will
yellow
be like?
wall. I mean, the
What do you
yellow
think? What do you
wall.
think? Yeah, what do you think
I
that is
want to
the?
be in that yellow wall someday because that's a different kind of energy.
I mean that's
What do you think
definitely
that'll be
everyone's
like? Yeah.
dream, and
Yeah.
it won't be the same thing as Signal Iduna Park, but
Yeah,
they
of
will bring
course.
that top game to Wembley for sure, and yeah,
Do
you
you
can
think they'll be
expect the greatest
intimidating?
environment. Oh,
They
Do you
will
think
be
100%,
to me.
they'll make that
100%,
They will be.
100%.
intimidating? The artwork that they bring.
The T4, yeah.
Hmm.
Oh my
I
goodness.
mean, I would have loved that, but I don't think that would be
I
possible
don't think that will
in
be
Wembley.
possible,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Our
last
fans are loud
last
too, but I can't compete with Dortmund in terms of being loud and supporting your team. I
I
mean,
think
they
Dortmund
are
fans in
top.
the world are
They are,
known. Yeah,
Yeah.
the top
They
fans in
are
the world.
top level. So we will be fighting against Dortmund and the fans. It will be difficult for us. Double pressure.
So guys, just I wanna end it on on a prediction. So we'll start with the outsider, Mr. Shreyas Pillai. What do you think? What would be the score?
I see. I really want Dortmund to win, but I just don't see Madrid losing a Champions League final. Like they have won eight champ. I mean, since it became the UCL, they've won like they've played eight finals and won all eight. So difficult to pick against them. But yeah, I would say 3-1 Madrid.
3-1 Madrid. Simran, what do you think?
No, no predictions, Pranav. Spare me on this one. I can't. I can't. I simply can't.
But do you think you're gonna win that 15 title? As a Real Madrid fan, do you think you're gonna go ahead and win it?
Yeah, this number will look really good if it turns 5. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping and praying, but I won't say much. That's it.
And the quiet, subtle Dortmund fan, what do you think? Do you
So
think
both
your
teams do
storyline
play.
will be complete?
So both teams play attacking football, but in the final, I think it'll be a low-scoring final, and I'm going to
Hmm.
back Dortmund for sure. I think it'll be a 2-1 game to Dortmund with Royce scoring the final goal. I think I think that's my prediction for
Cherry
sure.
on the cake. Cherry on the cake.
Yeah, 100%.
Nobody wants my club to win. He just predicted it. Shreyas just predicted it because he wants to be right with his predictions, because he believes Madrid will win. But he also wants Dortmund to win. Pranav wants Dortmund to win, and Devansh
Nee,
is,
but
of
see,
course, a
the
fan.
thing is, as much as me and Kana would want Dortmund to win, it's just that Real Madrid at the Champions League is a very different breed. We all accept that. We all know that.
Nazar na.
When even during the Ronaldo era, post Ronaldo era, Real Madrid have been a very different team in the Champions League. They might go ahead and lose the La Liga title. It doesn't matter to them as much as it means the Champions League. Champions League, they just step up to the occasion, right? So I think both teams know the importance of how big the trophy is, of how much it means to them. It's the second trophy for Dortmund. You guys will come up to the par we Chelsea fans are at. But other than that, genuinely, uh, I think Real Madrid are going to win this. Genuinely saying this because they're a very different breed. But as a very big soft corner for Dortmund, I think Dortmund being the underdogs here, they
Yeah,
might just do something different.
you don't know.
You can
Like
never tell. You can
Dortmund
tell,
also
and that's
has
the
some
beauty of
magic
football.
in store.
And
Yeah.
that's the beauty of football, right? We love watching such games. We love watching. I hope it's not a boring final. I just hope it's not a boring final. Like I don't want it
It
to be a
won't
one
be
nil.
because it's not a Premier League final.
Okay, relax.
It won't
Um,
be.
but let's hope it's a great game, and if we can all watch it together, it'll be great.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you for being on board. Devansh, it was a pleasure having you. Kanna, it's
Thank you
always
for
a
having me.
pleasure. Mr. United.
Thanks.
I will be calling you on for other games in the future, hopefully with a better manager and a
Yeah,
better.
will we, Pranav? Will we?
Yes,
Will we?
we will. Yes, we will continue with the podcast. Okay, you guys can log out and we'll do the outro. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. It was nice having you.
And
Pranav,
Simran,
my heart is racing.
it happens. It happens. It's a tough final. I just hope you guys win. Also, Real Madrid, as I mentioned earlier, it's a very different breed. I hope you guys go and win it, and I wish you luck. I wish you all luck, and let's see. Okay. So with that said, guys, thank you for tuning in. It's been a while. I know we've done a podcast, but it's a pleasure having everyone on board, and doing this podcast after a while. We will be continuing to doing podcasts hopefully soon whenever we get the time to. With that said, this is your host Pranav and co-host Simran. Take care. Bye bye. And don't forget to
Bye.
like the video, subscribe to the
And
channel,
do comment also,
and
like who
do
do you
comment
think
your
is gonna win?
predictions. Yeah, do
Yeah.
comment and who do you think on is going to win, and share the video. Bye bye.